In this video, I'd like to go over a lot of things that will be good tips for middle blockers. So I've been getting a lot of requests lately from people who have just started in the position of middle blocking. So I'm going to do everything from very basic to things that might be slightly more advanced. So here you'll see that I have the middle blocker in bright blue, so it's easy to find. And the rest of the team is in red. We still have our 2 setters and our 2 outside hitters and our 2 middles. The other middle is the same, just a different color in red, so you can keep track of yourself. So here I have you starting in middle front. Okay, so you would start if the other team were serving. There are a lot of options. You can be pulled back to pass, to help pass, and the setter would be coming in here. And then the setter, of course, is leaving that hole that we've talked about before, where the other team will need to slide over and fill in and help pass. The rest of the team will help pass. But sometimes middle blockers get hidden up at the net. That will be up to your coach whether they want you passing or not. The most important thing to remember when passing the ball on serve receive and you're in the middle front is the ability to open up and let the team behind you, the players behind you, know that you're not going to pass the ball. Okay, so if the ball is coming at the level of your head and you're not going to take it with your hands, you know you're not going to pass it, you're going to need to open up to the side and allow the players behind you to have a clear view of the ball coming. Okay, so it's called opening up. So basically you would just open up, and also it's very helpful if you then at that point say deep or you or call out a name. Okay, so you don't want to just stand here and let the ball drop behind your head and not make a move at all. It's very confusing to the back row. So that's a really important job that you have and that anyone has on a team. When you're front row and you're letting the ball go past you, you want to open up and let the players behind you have a clear view. Okay? So let's say that the ball's coming down the line instead. You would still open up this way and say deep to this player just to make it extra clear to them that you're not going to make a move for that ball. Okay? And that's just really helpful. Okay, now, let's see what else we would need. You would cover all the short serves in your area here. And once the setter has run in after the pass, the setter will run into here. You're going to get ready to come in and approach to your setter either for the 1 or for a 2, whatever your setter has decided or whatever your coach has decided you're going to be doing in that play. Okay? So after you hit the ball over the net or after any of the other players hit the ball over the net, the team is going to switch to position. Okay? So now the setter has set the ball. She's going to come back here. And these players are already in their position. Middle's in middle, left's in left, and the setters always play on the right side. However, the front row here in this rotation, you will see that people need to switch. So you're already middle. You're just going to move up to the net because the ball has gone to their side. Left is going to come, the left side player is going to move here, and the right side player is going to move here. Everybody is at the net now, waiting to block. Okay, so there are 2 things that can happen here. Someone on this team is going to get set. Let's say this player gets set. You're going to come close the block and block with the right side player. The right side player will set the block for you. You just need to come to them and jump straight up with them. It's really important to me that the middle blocker take away an area. I like for the block to commit to the area that they're like where they're standing, the area they're taking away. That way, the hitter's arm can be seen by the defense inside your block. If you then were to reach to try to take the ball that went past you and not let your player get that, then it's going to get confusing and it's going to possibly fall off your fingers funny and go out of bounds. And also this hitter could then hit between your block, which is why this middle is lined up here, just in case it comes through the block in the middle. But basically what I'm saying is you want to go up with strong, straight up arms and block that ball and take away your area so that your defense can set up behind you. So this player would be pulled back here inside your block, and this player is pulled back here inside your block. So you're establishing that for them so they can line up on defense. Okay, so if the ball gets set to the middle on the other side, this left front player will come block with you. You are now setting the block. Take the straight ahead ball on their arm swing. This person's going to come block with you. This one will pull off here. Now you're establishing a block we can line up inside of again. And this middle is going to slide here between the block. And this guy's going to look here inside your block and look for all the slop in the middle, and so is this one. Okay, so then the other possibility is that their right side player gets set. That means the left side player on your team is going to set the block. You're going to come to where they establish it and jump straight up. You're going to close the block and jump straight up with that player. Okay, so in this case then, we line up again inside the block where we can see that hitter's arm. This one's digging line, and this middle back is lined up between the blockers. So middle back's job is to line up between those blockers. Okay, the other thing that could happen though, we talked about two things that could happen. One is somebody on the other team could get set while we're up here waiting to block. Okay, while the ball's on their side, we're waiting to block. If it looks like somebody is going to bump the ball over, that's called a free ball, or send it over in some way that doesn't require a block, a set, a dig, something is coming over, you immediately want to pull off the net. Getting ready to pass that ball. It may come short, it may come right to you. You want to back off as fast as you can. You'll notice that I've backed you off at a slight angle here. Okay? That is because we want to allow room for your setter to run in. If you back off this way and your setter tries to run in, your setter's got nowhere to go. Okay? If you back off the net this direction, then you're ready to get set, ready to approach, and you're out of your setter's path. Okay, does that make sense? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and we have a video about switching already, so we're not going to work on that. And this video is going to assume that you're familiar with rotation. So we're just going to stay switched to position as though we are in the middle of a game. And I'm going to bring you, pretend that you've rotated all the way around and that you're now back row and you're in the middle of a rally. Okay? So, here you are, back row. I like for the middle back to hover near that back line. That is what I call your campsite. It's your campfire. You set up camp there and you don't leave. Okay? Everybody else can run in and grab all the sloppy balls that land up in here in the front. And you have the responsibility to get these deep corners right here. You rule the back line. That's all for you. Okay? So, if this hitter is hitting right here, we've got our block established here. You want to line up here in your campfire zone between the blockers. Okay? There we go. Everybody's lined up for defense. Now, let's say a ball gets hit right here between you and this left back player. What happens is this left back player will cross in front and take the shorter version of that ball, and you cross behind and get the deeper. Okay, so you need to be here in case this player says, oh no, I'm going to open up here and say you. Okay, you both line up, but you slide behind that outside hitter to dig that ball. Okay, so you're welcome to call this player off and call the ball. This player is welcome to dig it. If it's deep, I like them to open up and allow you to have that ball. So you're both here. A weird ball gets hit over your block. This player gets the shorter one. You got the deeper one. So even though it looks like they're digging it, it's smart to be back there as a backup plan just in case they decide they're not going to take it. Okay? So you want to slide behind. And it's the same thing over here in reverse. You would just slide behind this right side player if this player were to hit that ball, and you'd wait for everything deep. Basically, everything deep is yours. Okay, so now let's say that the other team is bumping a free ball over the net. Our setter has to take off before that ball is even to one of your passers. Our setter has to take off to the net to set. Okay, this team, the front row, is backing off. We're here ready to help pass, but what do you notice here? There's a nice big hole. So you're bumping not only the ball that would come in your area, but you're also responsible for bumping, passing the ball that is in the area of the setter's corner, you know, where the setter left from. You have to cover that now. So it's your responsibility to do middle back and right back for passing. Sometimes on a driven ball, when we're up blocking, sometimes the setter will think that the block is so secure that she can start taking off, and she leaves. And this player might wind up hitting line. Guess whose ball that is? Even though it's a driven ball, anytime the setter chooses to leave, you've got to get in there and dive and try to pick that ball up. Okay, so you've got your spot and you've got the setter's spot. So those are some tips I have for you. I hope that they're helpful. I don't want to make this video too long. Let me know if you have any questions.